Going over IRS Notice CP45. This is a notice you might get from the Internal Revenue Service if you requested to take part of your tax refund and apply it to your following year's taxes, and the IRS could not do so. In this instance, as the example, the taxpayer is trying to apply a $99.99 overpayment on their 2017 taxes for their 2018 estimated taxes. And in this case, the IRS is telling them that they cannot do that because of changes they made to their prior year 1040. So before we go into too much detail, let's start again from the top. So in the upper right hand corner, you'll notice the notice number, CP45. The tax year, in this case it was 2017. The notice date is February 8th, 2018. Social security number, contact phone number, all of that. So I usually advise people to pay very close attention to the notice date, because if there's something in particular that, whether there's a payment or if you need to appeal a decision, then you usually have a limited number of days from the notice date to take that action. So keep that in mind. And then on the left-hand side, you should see your taxpayer name and address. So if you've changed addresses in between tax returns, then I would recommend either you call the IRS, validate your information, and change your address over the phone, or you could submit the change of address notice, IRS Form 8822 for individual taxpayers and IRS Form 8822-B for business owners. So normally your tax returns, if you file with a new address, that will update your tax record. However, if you're in between tax seasons, you may want to take one of those two steps just so that you don't miss out on any IRS correspondence. And again, if there is a notice that you are supposed to receive and it takes extra time because of your address being inaccurate, the IRS does not care. So take that into consideration. Make sure that your tax record is up to date. Let's take a closer look at this particular situation. So the IRS made changes to your 2017 tax return, which meant that a $99.99 overpayment that would have been applied to the 2018 estimated taxes could not be done because the 2017 tax account, there may be something that's either delaying the release of the overpayment or, it nullifies the overpayment. So what the notice is saying is if we've already processed this, please disregard. If it turns out your prior year tax return does not result in a refund, then you'll need to make sure that you adjust your estimated tax payments for the current tax year. So basically what the IRS is saying is you thought you had a refund last year and you wanted to apply that refund to this year's taxes. We made some changes to your tax return and we think that you're no longer owed a refund, so you can't take that refund and apply it to your taxes. You should probably make sure that you find another way to keep paying your taxes throughout the year. So that's what they're saying right there. We'll talk about some things that you can do to correct that or to make sure that you're on top of your tax situation. So if you have questions about this issue, call the 800 number. You can also contact the IRS by mail. There is a contact voucher down here that basically has, this is kind of a cutout sheet here where you can just put any correspondence into this envelope. Make sure that you send it to this address, not the Philadelphia address or any address that's on the letterhead. Always make sure that you send your correspondence to the address that's on this contact information slip. You would also want to include your social security number, the tax year of record, and the form number. So form 1040, for example. So there's a couple of links here. We're going to take a look at this link to the CP45 notice. So the IRS is required to send a copy of this to both the taxpayer and the taxpayer's spouse. Each copy contains the same information. So let's take a look at this CP45 page on the IRS website. So up here basically says we weren't able to apply your refund, which is the IRS term for overpayment, to your estimated tax. You should read your notice carefully, correct your tax return for your records, and then make adjustments to your estimated tax payments. There are some frequently asked questions. How do I adjust my estimated tax payments? Well, you can complete Form 1040 ES, which is the estimated tax for individuals. There's a worksheet in there that will help you, keep track of your tax liability throughout the year. You can break this up into quarterly payments, and that's how you would do that on the 1040 ES. There's a worksheet that will help you break down all of your items of income, your credits, your deductions, your tax payments, and then you can figure out, how to adjust your withholdings from there, whether it's on a Form W-4 through your employer, Form W-4P through like your pension provider. We'll put links in your show notes to some of the forms that might be relevant to this. So your overpayment basically talks about how when you pay more in taxes during the year, either through withholdings than what you owe, it can either be refunded to you or applied to your next year's tax return. So to paraphrase this, an overpayment basically is your tax refund. You just get the choice of receiving the check refund in a check or applying it to your next year's tax returns. There's a couple of other questions. There's links to some other forms, and we'll put all of those links to articles and videos we've created about those forms in our show notes. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.